Well, each week a group of insiders joins me to offer perspective on some of the week's top stories. This week we've put together a special panel to look at how states around the country and Indiana in particular are grappling with filling the talent pipeline. One of the sectors that's really feeling that talent gap the most is the tech sector. This week our insiders are focused on the talent issue and also addressing it with a new approach that some might describe as uniquely Hoosier. Joining us this week on The Insiders, pleased to be joined by Lauren Peterson, Senior Director of Relationship Management at TechPoint, the state's tech ecosystem accelerator. Also, Kate Maxwell, Engineering Site Lead at Raytheon here in Indianapolis, also a transplant to Indiana herself. And Mike Rutz, Executive Vice President at TMAP, which has designed a new tool using big data and targeting marketing to recruit. And welcome one and all to The Insiders.
Thank you.
Thanks.
To discuss something we talk about a lot on this show. We've talked a lot about it on this show in particular this week. But Lauren, TechPoint is really engaged in this whole fight for talent because it is such a big issue in all industries, in particular technology. Talk about this latest talent hunting initiative and what's it's all about, because it really is unique.
Yes, and you've teed it up nicely, Gary. Yeah. We recognize that finding exceptional talent is really key to growing and scaling any great business. Mm-hmm. And we know that right now Indiana's at a unique pivot point, right? Our tech community is gaining a lot of momentum. And why we think this initiative is so important is that tech employers have truly expressed the need to attract out-of-market talent that have specific skills and experiences as their organizations grow. And I'm sure each of us on the panel have heard from Indy residents that when people come to our city, they love it. But we have to get them here first. And in fact, what's even more promising is that a recent CompTIA survey indicates that 78% of the tech workforce would be willing to move markets for that dream job opportunity, but that the two biggest indicators are affordability and cost of living. So we at TechPoint are firm believers that Indiana really wins in that scenario because we have that great intersection of great job opportunities and affordability.
Is the key getting people here?
Absolutely.
I mean, is that, once they get here, I hear that all the time, whether it's a convention or individual talent, once they get here, they love it here.
Absolutely, and articulating that tech density, I think that's truly important as well. So it's articulating the Indy advantage as a tech ecosystem and getting them here to feel that experience in person.
Yeah, I want to talk specifics about this Wish You Were Here campaign. But Mike, TMAP is a partner in this. First of all, give us the thumbnail description of TMAP.
Sure. In a nutshell, we use data and targeted marketing to identify and target individuals and build pools of talent for companies to draw from.
Yeah. Why partner on this talent initiative?
Well, it's a no-brainer. I mean, TechPoint, obviously, they have a huge network of companies and people around the state. We've actually been, trying to build our network of companies, but this was sort of a way to short-circuit that process. So when we go out and we identify target pools and we engage with them, we need a clearinghouse of companies to absorb them. TechPoint already has that clearinghouse, and so we're using this event to do that.
Give us your take on talent from TMAP's standpoint. Growing company, how do you sense or assess the talent landscape in Indiana?
It's tough. I mean, if the state is facing a crisis, I think. I mean, by 2023, 2024, we're going to have a contracting talent pool for the first time in the history of the state. No one realizes that. So if you think about the fact that we've never even experienced that dynamic as a state, and we're doing it with such high demand and trying to grow the way we're trying to grow, it's going to make things more difficult than people know.
Yeah. Kate, Raytheon is one of the 5 pillar companies involved with this talent initiative. Cummins, Lilly, Geico, Salesforce, some big name companies. Raytheon, a big company. Why not just do this on your own? I mean, what is the importance in your view of the collaboration for this talent hunting?
It's a great question. I will tell you, I think the talent shortage that we're facing in technology in particular, while we're feeling it in Indiana, it's certainly not unique to the state. It's a national shortage of tech talent. So I think we have to be innovative and thoughtful in the way that we approach this problem. And we've decided to partner with TechPoint and TMAP and these other companies because, frankly, we all benefit by growing the tech ecosystem here, getting the word out about the opportunity in the area, and then building that deep and diverse talent pipeline. That's going to be good for all of us. So we're happy to be a player in this space.
And you're a transplant as well, right?
Yes,
you're
I am.
Relatively new. How long have you been in Indiana?
6 months, yeah.
6 months from Pennsylvania.
You got it. I've been with Raytheon 15 years and decided that Indiana was the land of opportunity.
I like that. That's a good tagline. Did it anything surprise you about the move here? What was your expectation?
Well, we had done quite a bit of research prior to moving here. You know, Raytheon's a global company, so we looked at all of the options in front of us, and a lot of the research and the information that TechPoint in particular was putting out really is what sold us. You know, the value proposition here is exactly what Lauren stated. It's a low cost of living. You don't have to sacrifice that work-life balance to have the opportunity to work in high tech here in Indiana, and that was really appealing to us. So I think it was a great move, you know, for my career, for my husband's career, and for our family.
Yeah. Lauren, talk about some of the specifics with this initiative, because there are unique aspects to it, a really red carpet treatment, if you will, for 25 individuals. Talk about
that. Well, where we're at right now in the process, we're shooting backwards from a July 15th application deadline. So for those viewers right now that want to help us spread the message, we've made it simple for them to do so in two ways. First, sharing on their networks, whether that's on social media, whether that's on LinkedIn, email, text, phone, taking out a billboard, whatever it's going to take to reach the masses. And secondly, thinking about those individuals that are friends, families, former coworkers that have moved out of state that might not yet know their dream job in tech exists here in Indiana, and having that conversation with them. All it could take is that one conversation to spark that idea. And then again, for those viewers that are listening or watching from out of state right now that are thinking, perhaps like Kate, what an opportunity could look like in Indiana in our tech ecosystem, we do encourage them to apply. We absolutely want them here, and we'll be successful if we're able to reach a large mass, both in-state and out of state, for those applications.
What's the goal on the visit?
I would say one thing that's unique about this is the fact that this is actually a community exercise. So we're recruiting as a community, which is a major differentiator. I mean, the recruiting market today, the marketplace is totally inefficient. It typically starts with one role and one company, and they may talk to hundreds of people and only get one across the finish line. Meanwhile, they've uncovered 10, 20, 30 people who are super talented and want to come and live in Indiana or are willing to come and live in Indiana. But the conversation ends when that company has filled that role. With this, we can not only just present them to multiple companies, but we can also keep them engaged and communicate with them after the fact and have them there when companies need to reach into that bench.
What's been the reaction so far? I know, reading some of the background, there was a couple in San Diego who, a great example of some of the feedback, some of who you're hearing from.
So there's a couple in San Diego. The husband is from Chicago. The wife is from Indianapolis. They think the cost of living is absolutely outrageous out there. They realize that the path they're on is not sustainable. They want to have children, and so they're contemplating a move back to the Midwest. The interesting part about it is that the husband doesn't think there's enough tech action here for him to move back. When we talked to him, he didn't realize what we had in the scene we had and how much growth we had in the tech sector. So I think they feel like a good prospect for us, and they might be a winner because we're telling them something they didn't know.
Yeah, was that one of the issues? I know you were at Raytheon looking to transfer here, but kind of that tech ecosystem, the clustering of companies and technology companies, and if so, how do you think Indianapolis stacks up? 20 years ago, it really didn't exist. I remember, but I think it's beginning. It seems to be changing.
It's pretty impressive. It's a dynamic place. I mean, you can work for a big company in tech, or you can work for a startup and a venture capital firm. I mean, really, this city offers so much in terms of the diversity of tech opportunity, and I think for me that was certainly the most appealing part. Yes.
Again, Raytheon, a very large company that really is in a sense kind of reinventing itself on the east side.
That's right.
And so you're in a hiring mode, looking for specific talent.
You got it. Yeah, we're hiring lots of engineering talent. We're hiring cyber. We're hiring data analysts, artificial intelligence, machine learning. I mean, it truly runs the gamut.
Yeah. Lauren, as you look at this effort is part of a broader effort that TechPoint really continues to be engaged in when it comes to talent. Talk a little bit about that and the importance, because you know, as Mike mentioned, as you look out to the future and that projected gap, that shortage, very critical.
Absolutely, and we know that at any given time what companies are hiring for and in what quantities, to Kate. To Kate's point, but we also recognize that that changes day by day and week by week. If you look at the TechPoint job board right now, there are 165 jobs available, and that number continues to increase each and every day. So what we do see this as is a driving force that will be the start of a movement as we truly get after talent hunting more aggressively than ever. And what's promising to us at TechPoint is, as Mike alluded to, what we do well as a state is truly collaborate. So we see this as a spark to that movement, and it's going to start with activating the state and then hopefully the broader country. And I do want to mention that for individuals that are wanting to help us promote, viewers that are watching that are from out of state, they can learn more about all of those opportunities, the experience, and the initiative itself by going to techpoint.org/here.
Yeah, and Mike, you touched on this earlier, this community nature of the initiative. Talk a little bit more about that, because the collaboration corporate-wise, but also the state of Indiana. I know a number of organizations under the umbrella of the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, I know, are supportive of these initiatives.
Absolutely, and I think that they're looking for new ways to actually find and locate talent. It's, you know, having someone sit at a computer and mine LinkedIn isn't going to do it. It's not going to solve the problem. We need a more comprehensive solution that's going to give us, that will help us to pre-qualify people and help us understand before we even reach out to them, are they even interested in the state? Do they have ties to the state? Would they be willing to come live and work here? And if we can actually define that, it can drive some efficiency into the process, and we can invest more intelligently.
Lauren, I'll give you the final word. Any for viewers either watching in-state or online around the globe, what they should do to engage in this this talent initiative?
Yes, I would encourage, given the 4th of July weekend is upon us and you may be at home right now with friends and family, think into the network and truly help us activate. I'm sure that they could think of 1 or 2 individuals within their network to encourage them to think about what a career in tech could look like. And I do want to reiterate that we're so grateful for the support of our partners like TMAP and our pillar employer sponsors like Raytheon for truly helping to make this a collaborative effort.
Major initiative, major issue for the state of Indiana, the hunt for talent. It's been a great Insiders panel, one and all. Lauren Peterson, also Mike Rutz, and Kate Maxwell. Thank you very much, and we'll be right back after this.